Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on downsizing to uplift your life. We'll just give it a couple of minutes to make sure people have a chance to log in before we begin. Logging in. Okay, I think we'll get started now. Good afternoon, everybody, and good morning to anybody joining us in BC. We're very happy to have you with us today. My name is Maureen Hart, and I'm with Sienna Senior Living. Thank you again for taking the time. Our webinar today is about downsizing to uplift your life. Whether you're considering a move to a new space or just want to clear out closets, today's session will steer you on the path to enjoying a lighter, clutter-free life. We're very pleased to have author and downsizing expert Margo Salnek as our featured speaker for today. Margo is the CEO and founder of Moving Seniors Lovingly, a senior move transition company founded in 2005 that assists seniors and their families in all aspects of downsizing to a smaller home or to a senior community. Margo has been featured in magazines, newspapers, radio shows, and today she'll be providing a host of practical tips, resources, and guidance for all of you thinking about downsizing. We're also joined by Mark Legowski. Mark is the Executive Vice President of Retirement Operations at Sienna. He has spent more than 15 years working progressively in advanced roles at retirement and seniors living in the industry. In his role, Mark provides expert oversight to all operational aspects of retirement and senior living to support a healthy and comfortable living environment for residents. We'll begin the webinar with a lively presentation by Margo and then move into your questions. If you think of something during the presentation, please feel free to type it into the chat box at the bottom of your screen, and we'll start from the top when we get to the question portion of the day. So now I'll turn it over to you, Margo, so you can begin your presentation.
Great. Hello, everyone. I would first like to thank Sienna Senior Living for inviting me to partner with them on this webinar, Downsizing to Uplift Your Life. I'm excited about sharing my step-by-step process of downsizing hundreds of senior clients over the years that has allowed them to move forward with confidence and know-how. But best of all, they have a beautiful home surrounded by their favorite things. So let's get started. Downsizing, step by step. Downsizing improves quality of life, so you can stay safe in your home, move to a smaller home, or move to a retirement community, and be ready when you are ready. The decision has been made to downsize for a variety of reasons that may include passing of a partner or spouse, simply too much house, care requirements changing, moving to a retirement home, assisted living, or moving into long-term care. The number one question we get when we go to see a client is, I can do the expression too, what do I do with all this stuff? The basement, the garage, the attic, And don't forget the crawl space, the garden shed, my closets. And where do I begin? Downsizing is a step-by-step process. Here are the steps. We will explore each step in a moment. Step number 1, identify your favorite items, the things you love. Step number 2, identify the essentials. You're going to need your TV, my favorite chair. I guess I'll need a bed. Step number 3, the floor plan, the magic tool. Step number 4, identify items for family and friends. Step number 5, identify items for sale, donation, and disposal. Now, let's explore each step. But first, do not give anything away before we start the downsizing process. You are not ready yet. Step number 1, identify your favorite items, the things you love. Make a list of them. At this stage, don't worry about what will fit in your home, and don't be too practical. Just make your list of your favorite items. My china cabinet, a favorite table, teacups, my father's desk, books. You get the picture. Step number 2, identify the essentials. My TV, great time to buy a new flat screen. A chair that I sit in front of the TV. And yes, I'm going to need my bed, so make a list of your essentials. Step number 3, the floor plan, the magic tool. If you don't already have a floor plan, you can download them from websites on senior communities, rentals, or condos you may be considering. If you are not tech savvy, this is where your tech savvy grandkids and friends come in. Designate one person to work on the floor plan with you. Measure your favorite pieces and your essentials. Now, place them on the floor plan, beginning with your essentials, and then fill in your favorites and make a list of them. Be creative and have some fun with this. Example, have lots of books you want to keep? Create a library entrance in the hallway by installing bookshelves. A favorite china cabinet can also work in a hallway or any wall, not necessarily in the dining room. Display your art and family photos, gallery style, on walls in the kitchen and in the bathroom. Here's a great idea I love. If you're a movie or sports buff, create a movie theater style living room with your favorite chairs positioned in front of a large wall-mounted flat screen TV to watch all your favorite movies and sports events. But be aware, when word gets out, you will always have a visitor interested in filling the extra seat for a special event. There is no limit to your creativity and no rules, as long as the space is safe and workable. Once your floor plan is completed, make a list of the items on it and make a second list of the items that aren't on it that you still love. Create a couple of floor plans. The benefits of doing a floor plan. You now know what you are keeping. The floor plan will help you understand your space limitations when you're doing the downsizing. How big are my new closets? And how much space have I got in the kitchen and in the bathroom? Best of all, move day is seamless, cost efficient, with no surprises. Oh my goodness, everything fits. Step number 4, identify items for family and friends. Okay, so the floor plan's been done, you have your list of your items, and you have a good idea of what you're taking. Now it's time to let family and friends choose what they want. Invite family and friends to choose their items and to tag them. Confirm deadline of pickup. Otherwise, you may be stuck with them on the day of moving. Step number 5, identify items for sale, donation, and disposal. All right, so the floor plan's done. Family and friends have chosen what they want and have agreed to the pickup dates. Now it's time to identify items for sale, donation, and disposal. Sale options. All right, so everybody thinks their items are worth something. So let's find out. Here are your options. Estate dealers, certified appraiser. They're looking for fine art, antiques including modern, Asian, silver, porcelain, decorative arts, and jewelry. Here are the pros. They have interested buyers and dealers in place. They provide appraisal of your items so you will know the market value. Some provide a private estate sale in your home, and it's usually done in one day. They arrange and display the items. The entire process is done very quickly, and payment is a percentage of the sale. Here are the cons. Only interested in fine art and antiques. Used furniture dealer, antique dealer. They stock a wide variety of furniture and decor items, including antiques, industrial, and contemporary pieces. They're always in search of teak, rosewood, walnut, and oak furniture. Here are the pros. They buy items outright and usually pay you cash. They pick up at your home, no charge. Here are the cons. They are only interested in certain items. There is no guarantee of market value, as they usually are not certified appraisers. Garage sale. I hold my breath when I say this one. By now, we all know what a garage sale is. Anything and everything you don't want, you display for sale in your home, garage, or yard and hope for the best. Pros. Fun at the beginning, entertaining neighbors, friends, buyers. Cons. Absolutely exhausting. Too much effort organizing and displaying items that probably won't sell. Arranging disposal of the unsold items. Opening your home up to the public. You'll need security if they're coming into your house. Payment can be little return for much effort. Consignment. Furniture, accessories, vintage clothing. Okay, this is really good, and I have to read these for you. Okay, I call this, this is the pros, but I prefer to call this the rules of consignment. Are you ready? Must be in excellent to mint condition, 8 or 9 out of 10 at least. Items must be thoroughly cleaned and showroom ready. They book an appointment for you to drop off your items at your expense. They set the price when items arrive once they have had a chance to assess them. They are then placed and merchandised in their showroom and uploaded to their online catalog. Items are normally consigned for 180 days. If items don't sell, it is your responsibility to remove them at your expense or agree to donate them to the store. Here are the cons. Percentage of final sale may not be worth the cost of cleaning and delivery. The stress of worrying about the final outcome can be unnerving. Vintage clothing, books, records. Okay, clothing, anything design, vintage, or retro. Must be dry cleaned, next to mint condition, and you'll need to set up an appointment to bring the items in. Payment is usually check upon sale of items. Books, 20th century, that's prior to 1980. Hardcovers. Photograph the spines and email to the store. They will come to your home if they're interested, and they usually pay a quarter of the retail price. Records, CDs, DVDs, jazz collections, and avant-garde rock. Photograph covers and email to store will come to your home if collections, and they will pay cash. Let's talk about online selling. Kijiji, Craigslist, and eBay. I'll start with Kijiji. Easy to list items. Buyers come to your house or designated pickup area. Buyer can see the item so they know exactly what they are getting. No cost for packing or trips to Canada Post and UPS. Cash sale, not bad. No commission or extra fees, very good. Remember, buyer comes to your home, not the safest option for seniors. Pros, specifically targeted to your local market. Cons, sellers may not be comfortable with potential buyers coming to their house. Craigslist, similar to Kijiji for selling items. Pros, no commission fees. Buyers come to your home or meeting place to pick up the item. Bonus, ding, ding, ding. They have a free section where you can list your items for sale, or not for sale, but for free. So that'll save you disposal. Cons, sellers may not be comfortable with potential buyers coming to their home. Note, sellers use Kijiji over Craigslist, and it has a larger base of active users. eBay, worldwide audience to view sale items. Pros, easy interface to post using computer, tablet, or phone. Cons, you must be sure the photo represents the item and is listed properly. There's a 7-day wait for the auction results. Your time to pack and ship the items with Canada Post or UPS. Items need to be insured for damage. The cost of packing materials. eBay takes a commission on the final sale of the item. Sellers will need to register with PayPal to receive the final payment. PayPal takes a processing fee on each item. Payments can be held 20 to 30 days after the sale has been completed. Online live auction companies. They handle all aspects of the sale of most items in your house. So they'll basically take anything. Pros, they photograph, measure, describe, and catalog items for sale in your home. They are on site for the designated day and window hours of pickup. The buyer pays for removal of the items, and the entire process is 7 to 10 days. Cons, you have to do the downsizing and display of items or pay someone to do it for you. If buyer is not available on pickup day, you need to reschedule the date. You may want a family member there on the day that person comes. Final payment is often not worth the time, money, or stress to do the sale. Payment, percentage of final sale minus an administration fee. But be aware, some online auction companies advertise themselves as downsizing companies to gain access to your home for auction items. Auction appraisal. Consignments of excellent examples of Canadian, international, Inuit, and Indigenous art, decorative arts, fine jewelry, fine wine, and spirits. They accept consignments from unique estate and specially curated collections. Almost 100 auctions throughout the year, online and live. Experts will determine an accurate value, And the payment is a sliding scale commission of 10 to 20% plus insurance and photography. Appraisals. The value of an appraisal is to ensure the value of items for fairness of distribution to family members and loved ones. Charitable donation may qualify you for a tax receipt. The cost of an appraisal is usually an hourly rate. So what is my choice? What do we do? So my choice for my clients is a state dealer who's a certified appraiser, who has buyers in place and can do the process in one day, followed by my used furniture dealer, who will choose what he can sell and pay the client on pickup of items, followed by donation, followed by disposal. This method is cost and time efficient, it's safe, and it gets the most money from my clients. Let's talk about donations. Your favorite charities could be your church, the Furniture Bank, the Salvation Army, Diabetes, Value Village, Habitat for Humanity, to name a few. The pros: feel good feeling that you are contributing to those in need, being responsible for recycling and reuse of items, and some give tax receipts. Cons: many charities pick up on certain dates, and they ask the items be on the porch or on the driveway or in the driveway. Some charities charge to pick up larger items. Let's talk about COVID restrictions right now. During this time, many charities are not accepting large pieces of furniture or appliances. They will accept small items at designated drop-off centers. Contact them directly to ensure what they are taking, to find where to drop them off, the items off, and their hours of operation. Disposal. I love the garbage can. Okay, let's talk about shredding. Okay, so important documents. I like to use a mobile shredding company. They'll come to my client's home. They charge by the banker box, which they will measure. They shred it in front of you, and they give you a receipt. Excellent, cost-efficient service. Junk removal. We'll remove almost anything non-hazardous from your home, including old furniture, appliances, metals, tools, barbecues, etc., etc. A truck and team, usually 2 to 3 men, they will pick up and deliver the items to disposal, and they will charge you per truck. Need a bin or dumpster bin disposal? Bins are usually used for interior and exterior renovations, but some people do use them for junk removal. They'll deliver the bin and charge the customer upon delivery. They'll pick up the bin and dispose of all the waste. Cons: they charge for the bin and the delivery of it. But this is the big one. The customer, that's you, has to fill it. If selling your home, a bin outside a home can give a negative message about the condition of the home. Take it to the curb. Sofas, beds, dressers, mattresses. Check with the city to confirm pickup dates of curb items and items they will accept. Pros: excellent choice if you are living in a house. Save disposal fees. Here's a good tip. Ask the movers on moving day if they will take the items to the curb for you. Hazardous waste. This was really fun. There's a long list here, so I have to take a big deep breath, and I am going to read these. Okay, so what is hazardous waste? Are you ready? Okay. Car and garage products, antifreeze, car batteries, brake fluid, body filler, car wax with solvent, motor oil, fuel, oil filters, windshield washer fluid, personal care products, alcohol-based lotions, medication and vitamins, nail polish, syringes, non-empty aerosol cans, household cleaning products, ammonia-based cleaners, abrasive powders, bleach, drain cleaners, floor and furniture polish, metal and oven cleaner, disinfectants, glass and mirror cleaner, rug and upholstery cleaner, silver polish, time for a breath, pesticides and garden products, poisons, ant, rat, bug, etc., fertilizers, fungicides, insecticides, weed killers, herbicides, paint, solvents, glue, spray paint, latex, oil, and removers, stains, thinners, turpentine, wood preservatives, and glue. Other items that don't fall into the previous categories: air fresheners, batteries, fluorescent lamps, cooking oil, fluorescent tubes, propane helium tanks, swimming pool chemicals, mercury thermometers, and lighter fluid. Okay, free pickup by the city and by a toxic taxi. Try saying that 3 times really fast. Okay, maximum is equivalent to 10 full standard household paint cans. Pickup must be prearranged. Items must be placed at the front of the house of the building, not on private property, not on the sidewalk or on the curb. Sorry, it has to be on private property, not on the sidewalk or the curb. Liquid materials must be sealed. Different material types need to be separated. Containers must be labeled. Drop off. Contact the city hazardous waste depot to find out when you can drop it off, the hours, the time, and the amounts. So what about items I just can't part with? Family photos. But what do I do with them? Begin sorting pictures and tossing duplicates and unwanted ones. Remove from your old albums. You can use dental floss. Just put it behind the picture and pull down, and it will remove really easily. Categorize your pictures into groups, placing them in envelopes or shoeboxes. Digitalizing photos. Newly organized pictures can now be scanned and digitalized. Check online companies, your local photo or office supply store, to see if they provide this service. Benefits, they're huge. Your memories are now in order and can be shared with loved ones upon request. Here's a great tip. For family photos you no longer want, put the remaining photos in a large box and place in a family or friends gathering spot and have them choose the ones that they want. Put a timeline on the removal. Anything left over is now disposal. Art. If you think your art may have value, check with an estate or art appraiser to determine the value of the pieces. Many of our clients are artists, non-professional, who may want to keep their work for their grandchildren or friends, or they just want to store them. We encourage them to allow us to hang as many pieces as possible, gallery style, in their home. Any leftover pieces we catalog, pack, and store in climate-controlled storage units. Family antiques and memorabilia. Ask a family member if they can store a favorite item for you. If not, you will need storage. Make sure it's climate-controlled and secured. Here's another tip. For teacups, china, figurines, silver plate, and silver pieces, here's a great idea. Wrap the pieces and give as gifts to grandchildren, friends, neighbors, and cleaning ladies. I can tell you, they will love you for it. I did this with my mother's collection of teacups and gave them to her grandchildren for Christmas gifts at a family gathering. We also displayed her leftover art on a large table and encouraged family members, including the grandchildren, to choose their favorite pieces. And guess what? all of the art went. So now you're in the know. Let's get the ball rolling. You're going to need some help. Family and friends, are you listening? Appoint a team leader. Review the process with them. Create a work schedule. Confirm participants, the roles, and the dates. Don't forget to order downsizing materials. You're going to need boxes, paper, tape, and lots of garbage bags. No one to help? Consider hiring a downsizing company to manage the process. Benefits. The benefits of using a qualified downsizing company. They know what they are doing. They're cost efficient. They'll guide you through the process. They have contractors in place. The job will be completed on your timeline. Now you can move on with your life in a comfortable and safe home. But how do I find the right company? You can Google downsizing companies in your area. You can visit their website to understand their culture and the services offered. Don't forget to ask the right questions. Do they provide a free consultation? Does their estimate include all services, costs, and hours to complete the job? What are their accreditations? Are they members of the Better Business Bureau? What are their reviews on Google and Yellow Pages? Are they members of ORCA, Ontario Retirement Community Association? And what are their certifications? Well, pictures say it all. So let's view some downsized homes of recent clients. These suites belong to clients we downsized following our step-by-step process and moved them into senior residences. Independent living, assisted living, long-term care, and a condo. Notice suites are beautiful, well organized, and fully functional with all our clients' favorite things. This is the downsize chart or the downsize flow chart. Make a copy of this as a reminder of each step of the process. Chaos, no more. We downsized a client in her spacious 3-bedroom condo filled with not only her things of many years, but also her mother's furniture. It was jam-packed to the rafters, literally. Following the downsize, she sent me a poem written just for me. It's called Chaos No More, and I'd like to read it to you. Chaos no more. What a mess. Too much stuff. No way to know when enough is enough. Cannot find what you know you bought. No idea what you have. It is not where it ought. Knicks knacks on every shelf, bags and boxes, but no wealth. Too many clothes, shoes galore. No room left for any more. Expired food, chewy chips, bulging cans, unknown bits, old creams, old gents, old smells can make you itch, can bring you ills. Chaos reigns. Where to start? What to do? How did this happen to me or to you? Wait no more. Make up your mind. Your life again. Margo will help you find. Sort things through, keep and give. It's really simple. Let yourself live. Chaos no more. Here's the question I get over and over again. Do you ever discover unexpected treasures while downsizing? The answer is yes, yes, and yes. Here are some samples. The game ball. We were working with a client out of town who had hired us to downsize 6 family lockers. He was not able to be on site, so this was a FaceTime downsize. He mentioned that his grandfather, get this, was the team doctor for the Argos football team the year they won their first Grey Cup in 1914. At the end of the game, they gave the autograph ball to his grandfather, the doctor. He was hopeful, but not convinced that the winning ball may be in a box in one of the lockers. The downsizers opened every box, and guess what? They found it. We shipped the game ball to an ecstatic grandson. The dumpster. This is hard to read this and keep a straight face. Oh my goodness. Okay. We were working with the eldest daughter to downsize her mother's condo and move her into assisted living. The daughter designated the front hall closet for items for disposal. In the meantime, the other daughter from Vancouver arrived at the condo when everyone had left. Her job was to bring a suitcase containing the family photos and important papers. She placed the suitcase, you guessed it, in the front hall closet. The next morning, the movers arrived on schedule as per instructions, removed the disposal items and disposed them into the dumpster downstairs. The move was completed that afternoon, and the daughter called us to compliment us on her mother's beautiful new suite. But she couldn't find the suitcase. Checking with the sister from Vancouver, we realized what she had done, and the suitcase had gone into the dumpster. We contacted the superintendent to see if the dumpster had been emptied yet. As luck would have it, it had not. We immediately went over to the condo. Did I mention it was pouring rain? Climbed into the dumpster, retrieved the suitcase, cleaned it, and delivered it that evening to a very happy client. Contents perfectly dry. Hitting the jackpot. A niece from out of town hired us to downsize contents of a locker belonging to her deceased aunt. We discovered bank books in one of the boxes. The niece had no idea they were there. One bank book had a balance of over $200,000. As the sole family heiress, she hit the jackpot. We're going to turn this over now to Maureen and to Mark for questions or to receive questions.
Great. Thank you very much, Margo. That was a really informative and fun presentation.
Thank you. I love doing it.
Yeah. So as a reminder, everyone, you can type any questions that you might have into the chat box at the bottom of your screen, or there's actually a Q&A box as well. And we can take questions from either of those boxes. So maybe I'll just give it a minute and give you time to type in any questions that you might have.
Maureen, in the meantime,
Yeah.
I have a question that someone sent me.
Sure.
How much does a downsizing service typically cost?
Okay.
So normally they charge an hourly rate for the downsizers, plus the downsizing materials that you're going to need, the boxes, paper tape, plastic bags, and plus delivery of items to donation and disposal. So they'll also ask for a free consultation because they need to determine the size of the job. So just when you're reviewing it, make sure the estimate includes all the services, the cost of that service, and the hours to complete the job.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Sure.
I know I'm supposed to answer questions.
Yeah.
So you listed the essentials typically, right? So the TV, the chair, the bed, whatever it is. What do you find are the most common things that people choose to upgrade during this process?
Oh, that's easy. The TV,
Yeah,
the TV and the lazy boy chair.
yeah. And
And yeah.
yeah, why do you think?
Why do I think? Well, I think most of them, from our experience, Mark, they have the big, huge old television set,
Right.
which no one can lift, and usually the children or friends will say, "Why don't you just get rid of that and get a nice flat screen TV?" So we are aligned with a company that provides those for our clients. So we always encourage them, if they can afford it, to get a new TV.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Saves on a lot of space, and I mean, the price of them has come down so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also they're safer, they are flat against the wall, and they love them once they see them and they're installed.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is
There was
bed.
oh, sorry, go ahead,
I
Margo.
was going to say a lot of our clients will get a new bed also, which is great. And I think that's terrific. And if the space, a lot of them are coming from king size beds or queen, and there's just the one person, so they'll usually go with a double. So they'll scale down, which gives their new suite, more space to maybe keep a favorite chair or something they want.
Great.
Yeah, awesome.
There was a follow-up question to your original question, Margo. Just asking if you did mention that there's an hourly fee that is usually charged. Can you be a little more specific on what the range in the fees might be?
Sure. So I would say a range for most downsizing companies are going to charge an hourly rate of between $50 and $75.
Okay.
And usually they have a minimum. And then the downsizing materials, it's all going to depend on how large the space is and how much you need. And then the delivery of the items to donation and disposal is whatever the movers charge. So movers can range from, 125 up, depending on the size of the truck and the size of the crew. So it's really affordable to do downsizing and to do it properly.
Great. And when
Maureen,
you say that there's,
sorry, just to Margo's point, I'm going to add a little a pro tip, but don't say you heard it from me. If you're moving to a retirement home, ask them if they're willing to cover a portion of the costs. You never know.
Great idea.
Right? You can't, it never hurts to ask, and you might be surprised by the answer.
I think that's a great idea.
That's good. And when you talk about a daily minimum, Margo, is there usually like a minimum of they need to do at least a half day or 1 day or something along those lines?
Yeah, it's usually, most companies are 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
And usually when you're downsizing a client, depending on, how healthy they are. I mean, people are so interesting, because you might have one client that you think won't last 4 hours working with you, and they'll be the one that'll say, "Why are you leaving? Can you stay till, as long until we finish?" So usually 3 to 4 hours, but what we do is we'll book a 4 to 6 hour call. But if the client gets tired at any time, we just stop.
Okay.
Or we can pack items while they're having their rest. I mean, basically the client's just saying yay or nay to the items, because don't forget, in our process, we know what we're taking. So the downsizing goes very fast. So we're just talking about donation disposal. So that's pretty fast to do.
Okay.
And, one thing I would like to mention is another question.
Did we lose Margo?
Yeah, I was wondering if it was just
Oh,
me.
okay. I didn't know if it was me. Maybe we'll give it a few seconds to see if she comes back. Unfortunately, with technology, I think all of us experience these glitches lately.
Well, listen, I can take a shot at a couple. I mean,
Sure.
so let me also just put my hands up here and say we have no direct relationship with Margo. She's a downsizer. She's one of many. She's giving good advice in terms of contacting multiple downsizers to see which one fits your personality best. But I have been doing this for a long time, and I've worked with a lot of residents who have gone through the process. Go ahead. She's back. But I will say, so I'll answer the second question.
Sure.
What do people say after they downsize? What's the number one word you hear? I don't know if I can sum it up to one word, but I think most people are surprised by how much they could take with them, and are relieved by, frankly, having help in the process, because it's incredibly daunting, and it can feel incredibly daunting, but relieved and surprised. If I'm to boil it down to two words, those are the sentiments I hear the most when people choose to work with a competent, qualified downsizer.
Mm-hmm. Margo, would you have anything to add to that in terms of what do you hear people say after they downsize? Another glitch,
the challenges
maybe.
of the
Yeah,
virtual environment.
There actually is a question for you, Mark, wondering if you have any other pro tips.
Yeah, well, no, again, what I would say is, so again, sure, listen, a lot of retirement home operators right now are offering incentives. They always have. So ask the question. And two, they'll generally, like retirement home operators generally have a list of downsizers that they have worked with or who are available to them. It's a place to start. Google's the easiest place to look. But if you ask, there's generally a handful of people they work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you with us, Margo?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry, so that's okay. Everybody goes through this these days. So one question we were just asking is if you have any thoughts on what people often say after downsizing.
No, I think the biggest misconception, we answered what they say after downsizing.
Right.
The biggest misconception about downsizing.
Yeah. I think we've lost her again. Oh, are you there?
Yeah.
There Margo? I am. I've come in again.
Okay. So what do you think the biggest misconception is about downsizing?
I think the biggest thing is that people don't know how to do it, and I think our experience is when we go to see a client and we explain the process, they just look at us in awe and say, this makes so much sense. Everybody that I've ever worked with, they start off by getting rid of things. Instead of looking at, figuring what they want to take and doing it in the process that we just discussed, they're doing it the opposite. And many, many times they'll say, I'm so sorry I gave that piece of furniture away. My daughter said it wouldn't fit, or my whoever said that you can't take those pieces. So, my advice always to them is don't give anything away until you've got your floor plan done, and let's go through the process. And when you go through this process with them, the other thing that I have experienced that I absolutely love is they're involved in the project. You're not taking over their life. You cannot go in to see a senior and take over their life. You have to say, tell me what you want. Show me the pieces you love. Let's do a floor plan. Show it to them so they get to understand. So they become part of the move team. They're actually I always say to them, they're the CEO and president. We're working for you. So when you're working with a client that way, it just makes the whole experience so enjoyable. And every client, almost 99% of clients that we've ever moved into a resident, when they walk in and see that completed suite evening of the move, they go, I know you said you'd do this, but I can't believe it turned out like this.
Yeah, that's great. Can I ask you, before we move on to the next question, would you mind sharing your screen again, Margo, with the last slide with your contact information?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just because there is a question asking for that. If you don't mind bringing that back up, that would be great.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
And
we'll move on to the next question.
Yeah.
And actually, maybe I will ask Shaku if you could provide a little bit of clarification You're asking, may they upgrade be with automatic features? So I don't know if that, Mark, if that is something that you know about with any automatic features, but
I think, I mean, if we're talking about the bed or the chair, though, I mean, those are two things that we see a lot in terms of really smart ergonomic beds, beds that have automatic features that help people get in and out, that are they facilitate safety and easiness.
Right.
But of course, if the comments about TVs, then of course, yes, you know, TVs become more and more automatic. You can control them with your voice now. I mean, they're incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just moving between the chat and the Q&A. Comment from Kelly. I think a tip is to remember that a lot of times the senior, or anyone for that matter, feels lost. They're giving up their stuff. Margo, is there anything more you would add to that?
I think if I'm hearing you correctly, she's saying that seniors feel lost when they give up their things.
Yeah,
They feel that they're losing things. Yeah,
right. Okay.
loss.
So, and I think that's true, but I think with our experience in using this process that we use, is they become part of it. They're making the decisions, excuse me, and they're very happy to let go things. And don't forget, in the final, when they move into their residence, they are surrounded by those favorite things. I mean, their smiles are from here to here when they walk through. I think if you allow them to choose what they want, they go through the process so much easier, so they don't have that loss. And also donating, you know, going to the charity of their choice is so important. I mean, what I say to many of my clients is, you've enjoyed these things for so long. How wonderful that somebody else can have them and share them. So I think it's all in the way that the project manager presents the process and how they explain it to them. You know, the bottom line is, you want to be kind and you want them to be happy, and you know, you want them to get on with their life, and you want to be part of that joy that you've given them.
That's great. A question just about, so if somebody is buying a new bed or buying other things, do you have any guidance on what the price range might be, or where somebody might go to get certain types of furniture?
Right. Okay. So we are aligned with Sleep Country Canada for our beds. We are aligned with Lazy Boy Galleries, and I have to say, not that I'm trying to push Lazy Boy, but you know, I think people think of Lazy Boy as these big, massive pieces of furniture. So when we first aligned with them many years ago, I was surprised to see all their lines of scaled down furniture in great colors. And we also are aligned with for our TVs with Best Buy. And the best thing about that alignment is that they give us special pricing for our clients, which we pass on to our clients. And plus, don't forget, when we're doing the move day too, it's all part of, we make sure those pieces are delivered the day before. So we really project manage everything from the beginning, the floor plan, right through to when they walk into that suite, which is completely set up and functional with everything working, so they can get on with their life, their computers working, everything. And they can enjoy the community.
Yeah. And is there, do you have any sense, there's a question just about price of beds. Do you have any sense of a price range? I suppose there's,
you know what, that's
really a lot of factors that weigh in there, but
yeah, I just know that we get best pricing from them. And you know, I couldn't really give you a price right now.
I can answer. I mean, I know how much a residential type hospital bed costs, and again, not with best pricing, but just retail. So, I mean, you can spend it between $2,000 and $10,000 on a fully adjustable bed. They really do range depending on the level, the quality of the mattress, and the level of features that you want. So. They do sell those at you know, versions of that at Sleep Country, but there are you know, there are specialty companies that just do that kind of thing too.
Okay, good to know. Another question is, what if you want to downsize but don't have the next step residence decided yet? Do you have any tips? After death of one spouse, a family home of 50 years, still considering the options such as independent living or living with a family member. So any tips on deciding that next step? And that might come from you, Mark, or from you, Margo.
Should I answer, Mark?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
You start,
Okay,
and
so
Mark can weigh
we get
in if he
lots of-
has.
Yeah, no, remember in the presentation we talked about, so be ready when you are ready. I think that's the key. So if somebody is not sure if they're going to go to a senior residence, they may decide to stay at home, or if they're going to move with a family member, I suggest they if the house is not safe for them, first of all, there's too much stuff, they're not feeling comfortable, that we would downsize them and get them ready so that they can, when they're ready to make that decision, whether it's for health reasons, or they just say, I don't want to stay in this house anymore, the things we talked about, they're ready to go. So yes, and we've downsized many clients that didn't know where they were going. Now, they had a pretty good idea of if they do move, it's going to be a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom. So they have a sort of an idea. So we would make a list of those items. We'll keep them for when you are ready to go. But let's get rid of all the other stuff. Let's clear the attic out. Let's do the garage. And I'm telling you, they are so happy after there, and they can make up their mind of how they want to move forward. Yeah, and they can move forward really quick if they have to.
Okay, good. Anything you would add, Mark?
No, that's great advice.
Okay.
Yeah. There's, you can always start now, right? That's
Yeah.
for sure. Just get you where you want to go quicker when you decide where you want to go.
Right.
Peace of mind.
Yeah. Margo, can you elaborate a little more on what Craigslist is like and how that compares to Kijiji, if they're similar?
Oh, sure. I have to get my notes on that one because hang on a second. Just pull them out here. Because they are very similar. Just one second. Sorry, guys. Here they are. Okay, so we want to talk about Craigslist as opposed to Kijiji.
Just to know what it's like and if it is similar to Kijiji.
Okay, so Craigslist and Kijiji are very similar. The major difference is that there's more sellers use Kijiji over Craigslist, so it has a larger base of active users. But they're both basically the same. You easy to list your items. Buyer comes to your house or designate a pickup area. Buyer can see the item so they know what they're getting. There's no cost for packing materials or trips to UPS. It's a cash sale, no commission fees. But remember, the buyer is coming to your house. So basically the same. It's just that more people prefer Kijiji over Craigslist.
Yeah, it's basically the
Okay.
same. Use Kijiji.
Okay. So another question, Mark, I'll throw it out in case you have any thoughts on it, is what is the best advice for seniors who don't want to downsize?
Well, I mean, I don't think many seniors do want to downsize necessarily. So the best advice, I think, is that it's listen, it's necessary. It's at worst, it's necessary. At best, it's cathartic, right? So give it a shot, meet with somebody about it, understand the possibilities before you decide to do it. And let somebody take you through the process. So you don't want to downsize because you're, for a variety of reasons, and I don't want to put myself into anyone's shoes, but I've been through it with residents. I've been through it with my own family. And, I think there's a lot of barriers that get put up because it's not only a lot of work, it's a lot of memories that go along with that. It's an emotional process. So just be open-minded, meet with some downsizers, and only proceed if you're comfortable.
And maybe talk to friends or family who have been through it.
Absolutely.
To see what what their experience was as well.
Yeah.
The last or one more question that we have here is about moving seniors lovingly specifically, and whether they follow COVID safety precautions. I'm certain that Margo would have that in place, but if you were able to take down her information, then you can get in touch with her directly to get that information. And I know we will be sending a follow-up email afterwards just to provide you with that, so that you have everything you need if you did want to give them a call. We are at 4 o'clock right now, and I think that unfortunately, Margo has had some more technical difficulties. So I think we will bring the session to an end. I see some thank yous in the chat, so I hope that this was valuable for all of you. We will have the recording available if you wanted to look back and see any of the information that Margo provided. And again, we'll provide you with her contact information so that you can get in touch. Thank you once again, everyone. It was a great hour. I certainly learned a lot, and I hope you did as well. And thank you, Mark, for joining us and providing your insights too.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.